I was like, just a protector at heart. I was a protector at heart, guys. And I just didn't like that. And that girl would just open her mouth to everybody, bro. And I couldn't stand her. Even one time, we almost got it. For reals. We were so close to getting it. About a few times. Not just one time. It was about 4 times throughout the whole school year. Ooh, the second time, bro. This dumb lady. This dumb Abby. She goes and sleeps over my friend's house. Okay? And I said, well, I guess she was not my friend. Because friends wouldn't do this. But let me tell you the story. So, I lived in this dead end. And that girl, my friend, her name is Michaela. She lived right next to me. She was called Big Michaela because we had 2 friends named Michaela, and one was Little Michaela, one was Big Michaela. And so Big Michaela would live down that street by me, right? And she would hang out with kind of like bullies. But she was like a white girl, so she was like not invested in so much of the bullying, you know. She was like part of it, but like not hands in, I guess you could say. So anyways, this girl, she invited her friends over. She was like, I'm having a sleepover for my birthday if you want to come. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, Abby's coming though. And I was like, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just going to be here for your sleepover. And besides, I live down the street. I'll go home if anything. And she's like, yeah, for sure. So then I slept over, bro. And I was the smallest one out of that group. And they were like on the trampoline. And I was just sitting there like this, like with my legs like this, you know. And they're like, hey, we should play fight. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, yeah, let's play fight. And I was like, didn't want to look like a party pooper. So I'm like, okay. And then I started fighting, dude. And then I had to line it up with each of them, bro. Right? One after the other, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And I was out of fucking breath. And I was like, wait, could I get a minute? Like, they're bullying me, bro. They're bullying me in that sleepover. Now that I look back at it. At least her friends were. And she is a friend. Did step up and would be like, guys, give her a minute, like, hey, hold it back. But if that was me, I would have been like, you guys are fighting her one, but right after the other. Give her some time, take a break, fight each other. Like, no, I was the only one doing everybody, bro. I was like, what the fuck, this is fucking crazy. And then I was hitting one girl, bro, and then she's like, I was like hitting her. She's all, your punches don't feel like shit. And I was like, fuck you. And we're on the trampoline, bro. We're like in 6th grade. How old are we? Like 12? And we're sitting there socking the shit out of each other, bro. I was like tomboy as fuck. So I was just down with the flow. I was like that friend that you shouldn't have around because she was go with the flow. And so I was like that person. And so yeah, we're punching the fuck out of each other, bro. And then after her, me and her are almost the same size, bro. She was like that big. Her name was Sarah. And fuck, after like a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes of us just going at it, bro, I was like, me and her were like, they were like, cut it off. And I don't know how we stopped, but we ended up stopping. Then that girl Abby's like, oh, my turn. And then they're like, who do you want? And she's like, and I was like, I'm about to go home. This is not fun. But I was like, I don't like you. Let's do it. Because I was also like mischievous. That's what the word is for me. I was mischievous. And so yeah, that girl pissed me off after that bullying, and she was bullying Ernesto. And Ernesto's so sweet. He don't do nothing to nobody. He was a nerd, and who gives a shit? Let him be a damn nerd. You don't have nothing to say, bro. So there's so much shit I could have said to that girl, bro. And I took it out. I took it out on her. Anyway, so then, yeah, that day, bro, we started fighting. And I socked her really good. And she was like, you stupid. And then I was like, sorry. And like, backed off, you know. And then she kept going with her. She was like, your mom. What pissed me off was she was talking a bunch of crap about me. But then she said, your mom. And then I was like, don't talk about my mom. You bullied Ernesto. You bully everybody. You gonna talk about my mom? The wrong one. And then I freaking took off running after her. She's like, your mom's a HOREWHORE. And I was like, and I ran at her, dude. I ran at her so fucking fast. I was gonna tackle that bitch. Lord, right on. She was standing in the house, bro. At this point, she's standing at the house at the front door, and she's like this, right, on the door. So I was running at her. And at this point, we had a bunch of yelling. So the dad came out and to check on us, and then he seen me about to approach this girl, and he was like, whoa. He stopped us. And then I was like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. She's saying this about my mom. She's saying this. She's saying this. And I was like, bring that bee out here. Bring that bee out here. And I was like, get your friend, dude. Get your fucking friend. And nobody wanted to bring this girl out here, bro. Nobody wanted to bring her out here. In fact, I was like, call my mom because I'm going home. Because my mom wasn't home, bro. She went to the damn museum or something like that. Because, no, it was at the nighttime, so I don't even know where she was. But she wasn't home. And I was like, fuck, how am I going to go home? Like, I go walking because it's only 4 houses down. But I can't get inside. And so I was like, call my mom now. And then I was like, yo, wait till I see you. And then